Hey, Rebels. All right, so how are you? I hope you're doing well, but you know what? I don't think you're doing too well. There's a bit of juggling that you're doing mentally, back and forth with yourself. I'm hearing Love is Blind by Eve, but I'm also hearing If I Was a Boy by Sierra. So there is this energy of get back. There is this energy of if a motherfucker gonna try me out, wish they would. And Spirit wants to talk to you a little bit about that. Um, I know this energy all too well. So here what we have here on the table is hidden thorns. Look beyond the romantic to discern true intentions. I'm sorry, look beyond the romance to look at your true intentions. So, let's take a deep breath on that one. What we have here is an energy, and I'm assuming that this energy is either you or someone outside of you. So, the way that you would be able to tell if this is you is if you're feeling antsy, if you're constantly questioning yourself of, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And that's not even a question, is it? Right. But the thing that makes this a question is you're having these conversations in your head, and it's not even necessarily conversations, it's impulsion. And your body isn't responding to the impulsions. It's not responding in the sense of activity, but it's definitely responding in the sense that it is affecting you. And the way that you can tell that this is someone else is if you're not bothered by shit at all and you're just living your life, but you feel this energy of someone else's energy hovering around you. Like something is out to get you and you ain't did shit to even understand why. So the cards here says shards of love, whirlwind, temporary release, secret desires. And what makes this even more interesting is behind the scenes. I, of course, pulled your cards. Yeah, I pulled your cards. Um, I pulled your cards, and it says that you, whomever this reading is for, is in a place of protecting your sacred desires. You're on a journey of cutting cords because there is a source within you that is trying to be birthed, but there's so much disturbing, and I heard negligent energy around you that seems to be preventing you from moving forward, and not preventing you as if there's success confirmation, but preventing you in the sense that it wants to distract you, that you're putting one foot in front of the other, but as much as you're putting one foot in front of the other, every time you seem to lay a foot down, there seems to be shards of glass that is being catapulted towards your next step, to step in your way, to say, hey, pay attention, look at me. Now we're going to dive into this to see potentially where this is coming from, where this is stemming from. What is all of this about? But Spirit would like for you to hear if this is indeed you who is feeling that they are in a crisis of not being able to properly ground themselves. And if you are in the space of, I know better, but something is just urging me to show a motherfucker to leave me the hell alone, or to show a motherfucker that you know what, I'm about that life and I can get down too. So Spirit say caution yourself of anything that you feel that you need to get the big payback, revenge. Spirit said it's not necessarily that they need you to let it go. They need you to evaluate, where is this stemming from? What does this come from? Is this potentially a behavior that you exhibited when you were younger, or in a younger year of your life, where you were able to get away with things and you have yet to get caught? Is this a behavior of yours that that you find yourself in the energy of behaving in when you're having a cry out for attention and you have yet to learn how to speak the words of what it is that you need, of what it is that you are intending, of what it is that you would like to see the change of? Because that's the thing as well, right? Sometimes we want something so bad, but we just don't know how to express it. And even if you do know how to express it, you're hesitant due to playing the role play map in your head of, well, if I say this, then they may say this. And if they say that, you know what? Let me go back. Maybe if I say this, then they'll say that. You know what? No, if I say this, then they'll say that. That whole conversation, Spirit said, take the leap. Take the leap. And however things turn out, it may be disappointing to you. But disappointment, just as mistakes, happen for a reason. It's not to perfect the realms of being able to manipulate someone, though manipulation, depending on the aspect that you look at the word, it can be saw as, it definitely can be bad because you're not giving a whole truth and you're omitting. But it can also be seen as in, if you add a little, let's say a little oil to the hinges of the door, you manipulated the door hinges to stop squeaking, though it was necessary. So Spirit said also watch out for how you wordplay, because sometimes your wordplay can mature and come back to bite you in your ass. All right? So let's go ahead and jump into this and see what all of this is about. And somebody wants to be seen. Oh, I heard somebody sleeping in my bed. So we have Ascending, Earth Angel, honey, unexpected money. I heard sacrifice, and there's bondage. And at the bottom we have the hidden thorn, which is the karmic masculine. Lust. What is it about life that you have yet to tap into your honesty and your truth about in regards to where your lust lies? Now I'm here, tell me where your love lies. No, Spirit said it's not that. We don't have wasting a day and spending the night. You can give a day to this. Where does your lust stem from? What form of abuse? What form of being left out or feeling neglected does your lust stem from? Is there something about you that is such a secret that it can be seen as lust? Confirmation. Is there something about you that you keep so buried and hidden about yourself that it comes up as one of the many deadly sins? Is there something about you that you feel that if other people knew, that they would cast judgment on you to look at you, there go my throat, completely different? Spirit would like for you to know, even in hiding that part of you and not resolving it, it's the fact that you're hiding it and not resolving it. It's not the fact that you're not revealing it to others. It's the fact that you are hiding it so deeply from yourself that you feel that it's necessary for it to be avoided, that you feel that it's necessary for you not to give it attention. Spirit said, give it the attention. They're not saying act out on it. They're not saying continue to cover it up as if it's not there. Spirit is asking you to look at it, to evaluate it, to see who it is that you are within this bondage, this form of holding yourself hostage. Resolve it. Dig into the details. If need be, seek out a therapist. If need be, while you're doing all this trolling, not trolling, there it is, and trolling. Somebody's been doing some trolling based around their hidden place. Whether you're doing strolling or you're doing trolling, Spirit said, look at it. Evaluate yourself. Why is it that this brings up so much hatred? I was going to say hatred and anger at the same time. So there's a cesspool of energies that has held you hostage all this time. I'm getting this energy of you frequent places and you frequent people who carry these energies, and instead of you acting out this behavior, this intent, you present yourself as an innocent bystander around others who live honestly within this nature. I heard ignorantly within this nature of being, this form of being that you too know that you have within you. But there is this element of shame and guilt about you actually performing within this behavior, this mindset, this act. So for you to stick around as an innocent bystander, as if you're being entertained by those who are actually in the performance of, Spirit said you're on the level just as well as they are. And as much as you are deceiving yourself from thinking that you aren't, the thoughts, the energy that is within you needs to be taken care of. And so you can live within the wholeness of your truth. Now, with this element of shame that is represented through this energy, Spirit said that's the calling. That's the calling. That's the call to action that is asking you to bring this energy to surface. Not in so you can match other people in performance, but in so you can rid of the shame and the guilt, because eventually we all feel even what you're feeling now, or we all have at some point on one end of the spectrum or another. Spirit said this is a part of your ascension, as hard and at some points as icky as it may make you feel. This is necessary for you to tackle, for you to deal with. The thoughts of it, the anger, the frustration, the punishment of it all. There it is. Even if the punishment is more so onto you, onto yourself, and not outwardly onto others. Others still feel it. Others still acknowledge it in you. If you are to go around others who actually behave in this energy, they realize your envy. They realize your shame. They even realize your judgment on how it is that they're not suppressing what it is that you are suppressing of yourself. Now, the thing about it is, why are you avoiding it? Not the act of it, but the act of it as well. Because if there's a level of shame, obviously you have your reason already. You have your understanding already. But why are you avoiding counseling yourself through this? Why are you avoiding the messages that bring this energy to the surface for it to be seen, not by others, but by you? So let's dig into, nope, Spirit said let's go another round here. And then we will deal with our dragons. Okay, so we're going to take hidden, we're going to take that, put that right there. Oh, okay, true attentions, beware, illusions. Need to tap into your vulnerability. Okay, Mm, mm. Ascendant. So trust that this is a part of your ascension. Well, a part of your ascension. Earth angel. Mm. Now, I don't feel that we're necessarily talking about the Jezebel energy, the demon of the Jezebel. There are so many other internal demons that we fight within ourselves. It is your assignment for you to research the demons that may be being fought within you. I hope that sounded right. It sounded fought. But yes, it's nothing funny about this. Nothing funny about this with fought. Yeah. So put in the characteristics of the energy that you are feeling. And I feel that we've addressed several of them already. But go and do your research, because all of this, we wrestle against spirits, right? Spirits, principalities, morals, obligations, responsibilities. It's just a cesspool of things that pile on top of each other, to the point that the core issue oftentimes get overlooked because you just see the surface of the mess. And I mean, depending on how gorgeous you feel that you are visibly, there's a lot that you may not see of yourself because of the distraction that you feel is your surface beauty. And that's also, as well, something that we as humans tend to get distracted by. When you first meet someone, first thing you see is with your eyes. You see your interests. You see what it is that is unfamiliar to you. You see what it is that, you've never seen before, but it catches your eye, whether you see it as beauty or you see it as ugly. Spirit said, go deeper within yourself. You see yourself every day. You feel yourself every day. There is something about yourself that you have numbed yourself to. But it comes up, and when it comes up, it seems so familiar, but yet and still it seems so distractingly unfamiliar to you due to your avoidance of dealing with it. Yeah, you see it. Okay. Yep. So here with bondage, we have awakening. And we've addressed so much about this awakening period that you're in, confirmation. I'm just realizing now that my camera is a little bit crooked, but you know what? We're going to continue to go through it. And let's straighten that out just a wee bit. You have bound yourself. This is not something that someone else has done to you, though someone else may have introduced it into your life. No, someone else definitely did introduce it into your life. The world has introduced it into your life. Whether it be everyone else is doing it, so why shouldn't I? Or whether it be, you know what, if I was to share this, people will look at me like I'm crazy, because the way the world works is that there's just certain things that you're supposed to feel so much shame for, that you keep to yourself, that you don't seek help, that you must be crazy to admit to anyone that you have ever in your life thought to, or that you actually have. This is your life experience. Do not let this continue to torment you. Spirit said that you may need to seek help beyond tarot or beyond oracle. Spirit said you need to hear yourself. Say it. Whether you need to go look in the mirror and look yourself deeply in your eyes and say it out loud to yourself or even start with a whisper, it's necessary to get it out. Now, I wanted to go someplace else with this, but Spirit said we're going to take it over here. What do we have here? And it says 2 paths. Okay, yeah, just pop my neck. And okay. At this crucial crossroad, a life-altering decision awaits you. The path of change is in your hands entirely. You know the decision you must make. So as it goes, even no decision is a decision. And when you don't make a decision for yourself, or you even decide to take that route of, well, no decision is a decision, you're allowing so many mysterious energies to come in and take the wheel of your life. And one day you will eventually look up and say, how the hell did I get here? And the answer is always going to be because you did not take control of your own situation. You did not nurture your own self to be able to take heed to your situation. Next card, third eye, intuition, higher self. Your third eye is open. Your third eye is open. See the truth for what it is. Trust your intuition. Pay attention. Pay attention to signs, synchronicities, dreams. Your higher self is communicating with you. Trust in your vision. This vision is not about what you want your life to look like. We're not going to future fake ourselves. This vision is about you seeing the truth about who it is that you have been avoiding of yourself. There are ailments that many of us have had or have mentally that we feel that if we go into certain spaces around certain people or do a certain task every day, that it's just going to make that ailment disappear. You have to nurture that wound. You have to take care of it, and not just for the sake of you, but for the sake of whomever will come into the environment that is you. Bottom card energy. Oh, right. Fertile soil. All right. Get clear on what you desire for yourself and your future. Timing is volatile. Now is your time to plant the seed for your future. From now on, you will, achieve greater results than ever before. In order to achieve greater results, in order to prepare yourself for the future. One of the best things that I always hear people say, especially in the realms of we started all this about, big payback and if I was this and if I was that and love is blind. Now I understand love. People love things for different reasons, right? One of the greatest things I ever hear people say within the realms of this energy is, you can't embarrass me with anything that I'm not ashamed to admit. Okay? You can't do anything to me because everything that there is to know about me is already out there. I put it out there myself. Now, Spirit is not saying start a blog, but if your journey takes you there, hey, more power to you. 24/24. Spirit is saying admittance to yourself is where it all starts. Admitting to yourself. Dealing with yourself. Whether you have to punish yourself, not in the sense of, like drugs and, over sexualizing and, over consuming, but no, sitting your ass down type of punishment. Sit your ass down and parent yourself. Look at the good, look at the bad, look at the obvious. Turn that finger around and point it at yourself. Handle yourself, deal with yourself. But no one can shame you for something that you have already dealt with yourself about. Now, I don't know if this is on the end of you being victimized, you being abused, you being the abuser, you stole something, you know, you had an urge or you had a feeling within inside of yourself that you never acted on, and you felt that it was demonic or something that you really want to approach towards your future, but you realize that this behavior is going to come up the more you reap abundance, because we do have unexpected money here. Do not let this energy sabotage your capability of being able to hold on to your future and all that you created to be. And that's beautiful. This is exactly why Spirit wants you to deal with this, whatever this is. Because if you don't deal with it, it's going to creep up in the damnedest time, in the most unfortunate, inconvenience type of way. And it's amazing that I have not been able, nor have I attempted to pinpoint exactly what this is, because this being a general read, educational purposes, entertainment, even purposes, value, it's going to be different for everyone. But whatever it is that's crossed your mind, and it may have been many things that has crossed your mind through the duration of this message. Yeah, Spirit said that, and that, and that, and that. So get your pen and paper out. Text it to yourself. Use your voice memo. Write it and put it on the wall. Right? But don't go crazy and start writing with marker on the wall unless you just so happen to have a dry erase board as as a wall. Spirit said, deal with yourself. 2727. Deal with yourself. Because nobody else is going to be able to come around and deal with it for you. There may be many people, or just a few, who has said, out of curiosity, hey, XYZ, fill in the blank. And you're like, how did they know? It's something in the energy. And even for others of you, no one has ever thought of it possible for you. So therefore, there's a part of you who's crying out for that attention, for it to be noticed. And for others of you, there's, you're really fighting your damnness for it to never be seen. But in order for that to be possible, either which way that wind blew you, you must deal with it, because it's your shit. Yeah. I was going to say in the most respectful type way, but Spirit said, fuck that. Okay, there we go. Which is which? All right. When you're unsure of what steps to take, pause to gather your thoughts and admit that you may not have a clear plan of action at the moment. You will know what to do when the timing is right. So don't force fit it. Don't force fit. But Spirit said, definitely do figure out what path you may need to take to resolve it. Rest. Ease up a bit. You've done enough for now. Balance your hard work with relaxation and rest to avoid undermining. Why did we want to say over? Okay, undermining your best intentions. There are limits to what you can do alone. So always and once again, if you speak to a therapist, now what therapists do is they help you guide your thoughts. They help you at that point where you feel that things are so entangled that you can't seem to push through. They ask you questions to help you ease your way through. And they are obligated to keep certain things to themselves between you and them, not share it. But if you're going to do any harm to anyone outside of you, they are mandated reporters, so therefore they must say something. So I don't know if it goes to that extent for you, but if it does, I beg of you, get further help, right? I've been on my Oracle Tarot journey for years now, and even me as an Oracle reader, I understand that there's only so much that I can do for myself. Yes, I have a therapist, and strangely as it is, I may have to get a new one because in therapy, you realize that certain people can only help you so far. No one knows everything, all right? So you are definitely a mystery to be solved for yourself, for the betterment of yourself, for the betterment of those who come into your nurturing environment. So let's see what our friendly dragons would like to say to us, or to you specifically. Healing. Restore your hope, right? Believe again. And if you feel like you never believed, honey, then you're a special case. And I'm not saying a mental case, but you're a special case because believing is so beautiful. Having faith is so beautiful. And you know, it just took me back when I first pulled out the Kipper. Faith was literally at the bottom. Next one, we have wisdom. Asking questions. So ask yourself those hard questions. Those questions that you felt were going to be tough for you to see yourself. Asking yourself, sit down. There's this movie, I think it's called Sunset Limit. It's with Samuel L. Jackson, and I think his name is Tommy Jones. They're having a sit down conversation. One of them tried to, jump onto a train track. The other one saved the other one. Um, and they went back to one of their houses. I believe it was Samuel Jackson's house. And he was asking him sunset limits. He was asking him, why would you do that? And they went through this whole spiral of questioning and everything else. But spoiler alert, when the conversation was over, Samuel L. Jackson, though he was trying to help Tommy Lee Jones, I believe it is, when he was done, having a conversation with him, Samuel L. Jackson wound up being the one who had so many questions, though in the beginning of the story, Samuel L. Jackson was just like so hopeful, and he was, he didn't realize that there was by the end of the movie, he didn't realize there were certain things that Tommy had asked of himself that and noticed about himself that Samuel had never asked of itself. So there is even this potential energy of you always seem to be the one resolving other people's problems, but no one ever comes around to help you resolve your issues or even ask of your issues because you seem to be that strong friend. Yeah. And then at the bottom we have efforts. I love so functified. Conquering your demons. Baby, we're about to end this. And then it says transcendence, achieving success. Rebels. And at the bottom we have 1919 cycles. Karma will be paying you a visit. Release the need to control because you cannot force things. And I say don't force fits, okay? You cannot force things. Learn your lessons so that you don't repeat them in the future. Make some space for new experiences. And rebels, on that note, I am going to depart with you and let you go. But for whichever reasons, finding your forever, your path holds infinite possibilities if you dare. And we're gonna come right over here, and I'm being told split this deck as well. Oh, okay, so it says clock, needing time, cycles, and takes time. Cycles take time. Time to heal, processing. So don't feel that you need to figure this out now. It's a process, just as everything and anything else has been. But at the bottom, we have dolphins with peace. The gentle nature of the dolphin reminds you to look for the good in everyone and strive to bring peace to your life and those around you. Trust your instinct and intuition rather than overthinking things. Don't abandon the cause, and the cause is always going to be you. Cause and effect. All right? Shit happens. And this is not to dismiss anything that you have been through, anything that you're going through, or anything that you may find yourself in. Love yourself. Give yourself the same attention that you have been giving others. If you have been their strong friend and others have not given you the attention that you have given others, you have already shown yourself capable of giving it. So receive it from yourself. Love you, Rebels. Now go make your life do what it needs to do for you, babe. Be blessed. Go, Rebels.